Well, here's another project. So this is a 7430 Premium. This is a nice tractor here. I remember Richard bought this one used. It come out of Canada with low hours on it, but he only had it about a year. And the turbo, I made a video on it, but the vanes in the turbo broke, and it happened on startup. When he went to start it, it made a noise and he shut it right off. Well, I remember doing a video on that, and those parts of that turbo went back through the exhaust valve. Believe it or not, the exhaust valve was open, that they bounced around, went back through the intake or the exhaust manifold, and wound up on top of the piston. I do remember. I made a video about it. Anyway, that being said, this tractor's fairly familiar to me, but it's got this weird, and I've worked on a ton of these 6170Rs, 7430s, 7330s with IVTs. So you got your IVT hydrostatic unit is right here. You can see the case half bolts where they bolt together. Okay, so what we got here, let me see if I can get my other light. Trying to see if you can see down in there. I kind of beat it up a little bit because those guys tried to fix this with JB Weld. It was leaking oil out of that recess you see back in there. So what I'm thinking here, I looked on the parts layout and I have no idea. They don't show anything about this. I pulled this plug out right here thinking maybe I could see down through there, but I can't. I think what the deal is, that's some kind of oil passage, and I'm thinking there's probably a soft plug. They cross-drilled it. I'm thinking maybe, see this plug here that's going horizontal, and I think maybe they cross-drilled it to put oil, to pour oil to a shaft or something going down, and their freeze plug is leaking. That's what I'm thinking. I might be wrong. I can't tell. I can't get the rest of that. As you can see, I had a chisel and I was trying to get all their frickin' JB Weld beat out of there. You know, he called me and asked me about it, and I told him, I said, well, I wouldn't do it, but I said, it's your guys' tractor. You can do whatever you want. I said, but my experience has been with JB Weld, it doesn't really ever fix anything. All it does is make a mess. So I guess what we're gonna, we don't have a choice anyway to fix it. There's no way that I could ever, get a freeze plug with no room to work or even get it in there to get it. I don't even know what I'm dealing with. It doesn't even have it in the parts description. And I asked my buddy Pete over in Toohey Lake, and he said, I had never seen one of those leak there. He goes, I don't even know what's there. I couldn't even tell you. So anyway, I think just pull the cab off of it and then clean that shit out of there, and then we'll get a better look at it. I think that's what we're going to have to do here. Okay, well, I haven't heard anything back from all the owners. There's a red and white Freightliner, almost like that one, cab over, sitting out at a ranch, and I diagnosed that thing years ago, probably 10 years ago, that the injection pump went bad and it was missing on one cylinder. I mean, you could pull the line right out of the pump there and there was no fuel coming out of it. All the other 5 cylinders were pumping fuel. I said, yeah, something happened to the plunger in this pump. The cam went flat in it, or the plunger in the barrel stuck, or who knows. But anyway, the engine itself was good. And I told him, I said, maybe we can talk him into selling the whole truck and just take the injection pump out of that one and put in that one and run it. I don't know. Hadn't heard back, but anyway, I just got back from a service call, and I think maybe we'll try to get this cab off this thing and see what our problem is. So let's start disconnecting all of this garbage. I'm just a little bit goofy. I'm just run down. I'm tired, and I get really goofy when I get tired like that. I'm goofy anyway, but You can see here, I already hauled the front one off to the scrappers, but here's the front driver out of the one truck we put the complete suspension in. And there's the axle housing laying over there. The back driver, it's still good. There's nothing wrong with that one. You guys remember the one I welded up? Well, it lasted, I don't know, how long did it last? 3 or 4 months when I did that? And it almost broke it completely in two. It's quite a mess, quite a mess. Quite a mess, yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. All right, we'll pick in there and get these little clips off. Josie, don't be running off there, Josie. You son of a bitch, get out of here. I'll turn my light on. Yeah, I like light. I like it a lot. I got a 6715 that they said up there. I gotta look at that tomorrow. He said they're gonna keep running it for now, but he said you push on the clutch and it doesn't seem like it's stopping the transmission. I said, yeah. I said, there's most of the time it's just linkage, but I said it could be. I mean, I suppose it could be something else, but I lose those damn clips about every time. I found that one though. A lot of people are, you know, which you can't blame them. They don't do this stuff for a living like I do. But it's not really a clutch. I mean, yeah, I mean, we're all used to that and everything. Let me pull this triangle off here. But no, they're basically a dump valve. That's all they are. You know, when you push on the clutch pedal, you're actually, the cable is just running the valve in the front cover, and it's dumping the oil off the input side of that transmission so it doesn't turn. Okay. And what did somebody do? Did somebody break? What the hell did they do? There should be covers over each end of those. But somebody's definitely been dicking around with stuff, huh? I haven't had the cab off of this one before. Not all their other tractors I have, but this one here I haven't. I did have the head off of it though. I didn't completely rebuild the engine on this. It didn't really damage it. Luckily it was on startup and it didn't really mangle it very much, so. These little slide locks, you gotta pop them out of there. Some guy, I remember that, some guy on the comment section, that's impossible for them vanes to get back in there through the exhaust side. Yeah. My buddy Pete over there, I deal with a lot of John Deeres, but he deals with even more than I do, and he's seen it happen 3 times. So, all these guys that run their mouths, it just never ends, does it? All the know-it-alls that don't know shit. So my grandpa used to always say, he knows everything, just ask him. What did I do with my pick? I thought I had my pick. I went and set it on the bumper of my truck. God dang dumb shit. Hang on right there, hang on. Okay. Trying to get this one to pop out of here. without breaking it. It's been known to happen too. Get back in here maybe. Oh, come on, man. These things sometimes, boy, they can be a pain. Yeah, I'm not having a lot of luck here. Just keep kind of working it back and forth, see if I can get it loose. Yeah, all this fancy shit they put on these tractors probably work just fine somewhere on the city, somewhere in the pavement. It don't work for shit out here because it gets dirt in it. And half these things you can't get them unplugged. And I'm having a hell of a time here. Let me get a different bar. Kind of a little bit of an angle on the end, so maybe I can get down in there. Try not to go very hard with it so I don't completely. Alright. Now you just get dirt and shit up in there and it won't come unplugged. Okay. Guess while I'm back here in the corner and go ahead and get a wrench. I wonder if should I tilt the cab over or should I just pull it? I haven't decided what I want to do there yet. I mean, I could hinge the cab and tilt it over, but on the other hand, if I do wind up having to pull the transmission and all that stuff, I'd rather have the cab off out of my way. It's just, I've been doing this so long, guys. You can tilt the cabs over and you can do all that, but I'll tell you what, most of the time, if you got a crane on your truck, just pull the fucking cab off of it. Get the son of a bitch out of your way. It's just usually just the easiest way to go. You know, if you don't got a crane or anything like that and you got a forklift or whatever, yeah, you can tilt them over. But I think, to me, just pull it off of there. Get it out of the way. Alright, so those are all down there. Of course, the condenser, or the receiver dryer is bolted to the bottom of the cab there. But, see, like somebody must have had this off at one time or another. Because that should stay on there. But those wires right there need to be looped back on the other side of this high pressure line for the receiver dryer. That shouldn't be like that. That is not correct. Okay, and then you got heater hoses there. I took them off over there last time is what I did. If I remember right. I don't remember what I did. Okay, this one has steering shit on it, so those have to come undone right there. I'm just gonna go ahead and take these mounts loose back here. Get an 1 3/16, a cheater. Get them loose. There's one of the cheaters right there, old Rudy give me. Pull on that till your asshole sucks buttermilk, boy. Got her broke loose there. Oh. Yeah, my toes, look out. I like my toes the way they are. I don't like them with black toenails. Oh, son of a gun. You're just gonna be a hard ass the whole way, aren't you? Do they make an 1 3/16 gear wrench? That would be really nice for this particular circumstance here. Situation, I guess you could say. Before I pull the steps on the cab, I'm gonna pull the mounts out of the cab and the floor plate out, or the floor rubber mat, so I can once I get to that point, I'm ready to go. See, I don't have to get a bucket to get up in the cab. Hi, Josie. You guys remember that guy I had working for me, that Trent guy? He's had like 5 different jobs since he worked for me. I got a guy's diesel pickup at my house. I got to work on it. Actually, he worked for it for a while, and boy, he ran him down more than I did. He borrowed the guy's pickup. Guy had a Duramax pickup. He borrowed his pickup and took it out 4-wheeling. Smashed the oil pan in on the transmission. Never said nothing to him about it. And then the guy was hauling some cows in a stock trailer somewhere, and his transmission was overheating. He got underneath it and the pan was all smashed in, and that's the kind of guy that dude is, man. He's something else, man. Bad news that dude is. Hopefully someday he grows up and he starts making things right the way he's done people. There's a lot of people that ain't got much use for him, I'll tell you that. I'm one of them. After all the shit he pulled on me, then he has the nerve to text me one day asking me about a question for a truck. I'm thinking, man, you got some stones on you, you little bastard. You really do. What do we got here? This should just be the drain line for the evaporator. So that could just go with the tractor. And it's all plugged up. Alright, so... okay. So let's go do a few things here. Easy stuff we can pull off. It's quick and nasty. Nasty. Where's my ladder at? Yeah. Let's find a ladder. Comment, pull the roof array off for the auto steer. It's over here by this And everybody keeps asking me about this cat truck. I don't know what the deal is, man. You know, the guy told me he didn't have any money, and then he like vanished. I haven't heard from the guy in 6 months. Not a word. So I'm just about ready to just drag it out of the shop and leave it outside and free the shop up, you know? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with the guy. Really, really strange. People do some weird shit, you know what? Okay. So, You don't even have it plugged in, like they're not even using it or something. It's kind of weird. Back in the old days, when I used to put these on, I used to install these systems and calibrate them and everything. Just this roof array was $12,000. This auto steer shit is expensive, man. Very expensive. We had a truck driver that we always told our truck drivers when I worked for the nurseries and we had all these tractors we'd haul around. We told them that, hey, if you're hauling that tractor, climb your ass up there and pull that roof array off and throw it in the cab of the tractor before you take off. Well, he didn't listen to nobody. He kind of hard-headed old bastard. And he ripped 2 or 3 of these things off, hitting trees with them and shit. Put the pin back in it so it don't actually... I'll put the pin in this piece here. Let me climb down with this because it's kind of like one of those things. It's so expensive I don't want to drop it. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the roof array bracket because that's where my spreader bar is gonna go. Right on there, such. All right, 15/16. Pull that off, and that part will be done. We'll slip off that tire and fall on your bunghole. TP for your bunghole. Is that cause for demonetization? There's bunghole. With our woke culture, you think seeing bunghole would get them excited. Talking about bungholes. Well, Bud Light sure shot themselves in the foot doing that little stunt with their commercial, huh? We probably can't even say that. Transmission. This world has just gone absolutely apeshit insane. I mean, it's just, and you watch simple things, just like driving down the road, driving down the highway, and you can tell the condition and you can, not even really condition, but you can tell what kind of people are in this place, and it's not good. It's just complete lawlessness. It really is. Well, it's lawlessness for people like that. But for people like me, no. We're the ones the cops mess with because they want money out of us. You know, there's illegal dope grows, and it's illegal in the county. It's legal in the state, but it's illegal in the county. But the county doesn't have the money to enforce it. So there's basically dope grows all over the place. You know, of course it's legal in the state, but it still pisses me off that, you know, these CHPs and all this stuff and all the lawlessness that is going around here, that the biggest thing they're worried about is some guy driving down the road in his service truck making sure his brakes are adjusted right. You know, that's the biggest thing that you got on your plate right now. Are you kidding me, really? Yeah, I'm a threat to public safety, you know. It's a joke. The whole country's a joke anymore. Everything about it. Okay, so there should be... yeah, there should be a little... cam up there. There's one. Another one. Take the shop back and vacuum the floor out. I can't do that. Alright, I think that over there actually has a nut on the bottom. This one doesn't. I think this one's threaded, if I remember right. Let's look in here. Is it threaded? I think it is. Can't really see it from there. I think that one's... this one over here, if I remember correctly, has the nut on the bottom of it. Yeah, that one has the nut on the bottom of it. Alright, well, continuing on with this project here, I didn't get a... I'm not gonna lie to you, I was so exhausted. I've been going so hard. It was Thursday yesterday, and it was about 3 o'clock, and I'd gotten here at 6, so I'd already put in 9 hours, but I was just whipped, man. I was so tired, and I just called my wife, and I said, I'm coming home. She goes, why are you coming home that early? I said, I don't know, I'm just whipped. I said, I'm coming home, and I don't give a shit who needs what. I said, I'm coming home, I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to relax. I'm tired. And that's what I did yesterday. I went home and sat down there, and she sat down with me, and we both fell asleep on the couch. She goes about as hard as I do. There's a ground underneath the cab here I gotta pull off. I got the stack loose from the cab. I was gonna just kind of let it hang there. I don't think it's gonna hurt nothing. It's rusted on here. I just know it's gonna be a bear to get it loose. I get up in here to get this ground off. I forgot, we gotta get the clutch pedal, the cable out of there. I forgot about that. I'll go get the book to make sure that I'm not forgetting something. What is this one here doing? That is, okay, that's the power clock cable, I think, right there, actually. Look at that. Okay, alrighty. Where are we at now? Where are we at? Heater hoses. Well, what are we gonna do about heater hoses? I think what I did is in the past is I just cut these clamps that they got on there off and pulled them off right here and put plugs in the hoses or bolts in the hoses and vice versa on the other end. So yeah, so we'll have to do that too. Of course, your steering pressure and return lines are going to be going back here to the valve stack. So, but I think I usually just lift the cab up a little bit and I can take them loose right around in there somewheres. We got to get this cable. I got a sway block laying there. We got to get that little bezel off, and that cable's got to come through there. Let me find my stool. Got to get this engine out of this backhoe today too, and get it pressure washed and tear it apart, and get the parts ordered for that pile of junk. Okay. Got a call into a buddy of mine from Kenworth, a salesman. He knows a lot of guys down south that got a lot of old trucks laying down there, and if we can find a good used crankshaft, even if we had another B model cat with that had blow by or something, and they decided to park the truck or whatever, because they've got quite a few of those kind of deals I know down there. Maybe we'll buy the whole engine out of them and rebuild that one and scrap this one. I don't know. Hang on, I got to find something to stand on here to get this clutch cable out of here. Okay, so get it to do here. Come on, why is that not coming out of there? That usually they usually come out there a little bit easier than that. Okay. Okay, so remember, it's a little bit different than what I'm used to. A little bit different setup than what I'm actually. Where is that? Okay, so I'm gonna go here. Oh, there it is right there. I can remember where it was. See, you can, these tractors here, you can use this cable. This cable actually runs back to the park lock. So if you need to tow the tractor because it's got a spring-loaded park brake, you can take this end off the cable here and run it up through this hole right here. You know, take the end off the cable, and then you run the rod up through there, and then you thread this piece here back onto it, and then you can push the clutch in, and you can lock it in and pull the park lock off, and that way, or you know, you take it out of park and tow the tractor. So kind of a handy deal. But we gotta get this cable pulled through. There's some kind of bracket there that ain't hooked to nothing. Well, we gotta get this jam nut and this grommet. I might actually have the wrench in my pocket already. Oh yeah, there. Actually, you know what? What am I thinking? I don't need to even do that. Wait a second. How is this? No, I don't even need to do that. I just think I need to pop the grommet through. Let me get a screwdriver. Yeah, that's what I need to do right here, I believe. Oh. No, I'm wrong. This one's different. This one's a little bit different. And this one's actually a little bit different setup here. So it's got a metal boss. The ones that I remember had a rubber grommet, and you just pop the grommet and the whole cable and everything. So it looks like to me we've got to take the jam nut loose. washer. Should be able to push that down through there. I think I've had to take this off of here. This is the piece I was telling you right here that you can unthread it and then put it back up through there. Actually, let me get this jam nut and washer